When Lewis Hamilton stepped into the Ferrari cockpit in January 2025, it looked like the perfect marriage, a dream come true for the Tifosi. But that dream quickly hit a wall, and that wall has a name, Riccardo Adami. There is something deeply unsettling happening behind the scenes, and what Ferrari just released about their technical future only adds fuel to the fire. We have to remember that Ferrari went through an agonizing season regarding the relationship between these two. Adami was the primary architect of Hamilton's biggest failures this year, and every radio exchange felt suspicious, cold, and disconnected. This wasn't just Twitter criticism. Robert Dornbos, a former F1 driver, hit the nail on the head. There is zero chemistry. Lewis and Riccardo aren't connected. Karan Chandhok added that Lewis is still struggling to adjust to Adam's communication style after more than a decade of the seamless, intuitive partnership he had at Mercedes. The Miami incident was the first real crack in the armor. Hamilton openly accused Adami of having a cup of tea while the team hesitated to issue critical orders. It wasn't a subtle critique, it was a shot straight to the jugular. In Monaco, Adami was painfully imprecise about Max Verstappen's position, leading to a grid penalty for Hamilton. But Las Vegas was the breaking point. Hamilton finished a miserable 10th and exploded over the radio demanding to know how they ended up there. The response? A deafening, awkward silence. Then came Abu Dhabi, the final race, the bitter cherry on top. Hamilton flatly rejected Adami's instructions, dripping with sarcasm and rage. "Stop telling me I'm racing, people. I know I'm racing, man. Just let me race." Ferrari boss Fred Vasseur has finally admitted they underestimated how hard this transition would be, stating clearly that Lewis had a difficult year. Yet, the official decision is to keep the duo together for 2026. Instead of fixing a broken link, Vasseur is sugarcoating the pill and praying that 2026 will magically be better. While Ferrari struggles with internal friction, Toto Wolff is playing a dangerous game of poker. He put his hand on his heart and told the world, "We are never confident. We are glass half-empty people." But while Wolff was faking modesty on podcasts, Mercedes was working in the shadows on an engine trick that could deliver a staggering 0.4-second advantage per lap. Prepare for your head to explode. Mercedes and Red Bull have found a way to jump their compression ratios from 16:1 to nearly 18:1 under operating temperatures. Mercedes designed engine components to expand in a calculated way once they hit 100 degrees. The most irritating part, it's technically legal. It's shocking and morally debatable, but the FIA can't touch it because the rules measure compression at room temperature. It's like Toto saying, "I'll race you on foot." While hiding a bicycle in his pocket, he has been at the table with regulators since 2023, building concepts while Ferrari and Audi were still reading the fine print. The 2026 championship might be over by April because you can't catch up when someone starts with a half-second advantage. But the technical war isn't the only thing tearing teams apart. Psychology is the silent killer. Riccardo Ceccarelli, the legendary F1 psychologist, warned that Oscar Piastri is now in a position of profound distrust. In his mind, the seed has been planted. He wasn't given the support Lando Norris received. This is the same toxic energy Fernando Alonso brought to McLaren against Lewis in 2007. If McLaren doesn't scrub this from his mind in the first few races of next year, Piastri will be the first one looking for a new seat in 2027. Jacques Villeneuve was even more brutal, saying you have to be tough to survive and that being third behind Verstappen is rotting Oscar from the inside. He wasn't beaten by two drivers who did a better job. He was beaten by a teammate who turned into a perfect machine while the team looked the other way. Zak Brown tries to dismiss the criticism as social media frustration, but that's just corporate speak for shut up, we don't want to hear it. Finally, Sergio Perez just dropped a bomb that Red Bull wanted to keep buried forever. He told the world that Max Verstappen is a completely different person once he's inside that car, and not in a good way. While he praises Max's talent and mental strength as corporate standard greatness, Checo let the truth slip. When things get hard for Max, he cannot handle it. Look back at Brazil 2022. Perez sacrificed his race, his points, and his position for Max, only for Max to spit in the face of a team agreement. "I told you last summer, don't ask me again," Max barked. Perez's response was pure fire. This shows who he really is. There are even confirmed whispers from Jos Verstappen that the tension started in Monaco when Perez allegedly crashed on purpose in Q3 to block Max. Christian Her admitted they made mistakes, but the reality is that there is something inside Max that never shows until the exact moment he decides to explode. The Red Bull garage isn't a team, it's a kingdom, and the king doesn't share.